Hello and welcome to the second installment in the Advanced Academy for the Fields of Fire Deluxe Edition. We are exploring this wonderful game by playing the manual. We have two manuals. We already played through the basic manual. Now we play through the advanced manual. Part 2, Advanced Operation. In my first material, we covered the basics of the anti-tank combat. Today, we'll go into much more details because we will be fighting not only against the static enemies like here, anti-tank guns and also infantry guns, but we will also be fighting against the tanks. If you look into the advanced manual, you will see that the anti-tank combat starts at the page 17, and what we initially covered was this example with a static fight. I will explain what will be the main rules behind it, and now we are jumping to the mission number 2, tank attack. This mission is not being played out in this rulebook, so we'll be completely free to do it in our own way. What's the situation on the map? As you can see, it's very simplified scenario, only 3-on-3 regarding the map. We have not the full company, we have some units here, company HQ, first platoon HQ, 1-1 squad, then MG, and also we have a tank platoon, so the platoon HQ and 4 Shermans who are accompanying them here. We will have 3 potential contacts in the first row. Each of them automatically brings M5 tank on the German side. It's captured by Germans. It's not uncommon for this to happen during the Normandy campaign. Those tanks were captured. The amount of ammunition is prescribed by the rule book. So 3 anti-tank ammunitions for the tanks, 6 for MG, 6 for all the anti-tank units here, and Panzerschreck with 3 rounds. As you can see, I draw randomly this map, so this differs than what we had in the rulebook for the first mission. We'll discuss this in a moment. The most important rules which simplified these missions are following. Anti-tank ambush, so anti-tank ambush rules apply to all of the Sherman tanks, so ours. If our Sherman tank will not be on the card with a good order infantry, we have 2 infantries here, they will suffer during the anti-tank combat. All German anti-tank guns and the Panzerschreck team will activate for anti-tank combat every turn as so long as they remain unpinned. All enemy units will ignore action result of remove unit, place PC marker. So those guys, if they don't have line of sight, normally they would disappear. It will not happen here. Important is that all terrain discovered on urban cover cards is strong building. So for example, in village, in farm, and so on, we'll have a strong building. There are no events, the enemy using deliberate defense, everybody is spotted on the map with exception of the Panzerschreck, they are unspotted. So we have contact level, so we'll not have additional draw of the card for the, no contact. Due to the reduced size of the company, only half of the command points from general initiative. We will be explaining more how those units are, playing. If you watched my basic anti-tank combat video, so the previous one, the link below this material, you will see all those mechanics explained. I will still spend some time explaining them, at least in the basic ones. I can get one more thing here. So we need to get this objective, so the middle card here is our objective, and we have 5 turns for this, and I believe we have such a nice marker, end of mission here. Yeah, so let me put it here. What else? I believe, and I'm of opinion, that the best way to learn the game is to play the game. So let's try to play this small scenario, and let's learn more about, anti-tank combat. So we'll be following the sequence of play. so these guys. We can see also that our company HQ and the first platoon HQ have phones, which are really useful because they allow for communication also from under the cover. We'll be using this player 8 with vehicle actions and what is most important, the parameters for all the vehicles, which will be, executing the anti-tank combat. Okay, one more rule, there are no friendly higher HQ event phases here, and because, those packages are predefined tanks, we will not have some extension of the map or, going beyond there. So this is it. When looking at the map, what we can see is the Panzerschreck is very nicely seated here with a, view to all front rows here, and this 88 gun has a line of sight here because this is a white, yeah. So they have line of sight. Those two guns have only line of sight here, yeah, to those cars, but this guy from cemetery through the galley draw has village in its line of sight. It will be very difficult, yeah, to go straight away through this. But let's see what we'll figure out. Let's start. Friendly high HQ event phase. It's not in the first round and it's not at all in this scenario because these are the rules. Now we go to friendly command phase. First thing we draw for our company HQ. They are being activated by the outside of the map battalion HQ. We draw 3, which is not great, but I've seen worse. What they will do, they will use it first of all for activating the first tank platoon and then the first platoon, infantry platoon. Now, where can we use potentially the last point? What I will do, I will detach an assault team so they can go forward and take the fire from the Panzerschreck on them. The village is a good place because it has cover +3 and a very high chance of finding the cover, which will be another +3 because the strong building is +3. So this will be my plan, and I will also push the tanks forward. So company HQ used every command. Now we will activate now the first tank platoon. And they draw 2, that's not much. So let me, as an action, vehicle actions, what we can do is we will be, do we have them here? No, these are already vehicle actions once they are, activated. But now, in the command phase, you can shift fire and cease fire. You can activate the units, and this is what I'm doing for the anti-tank combat. And you can do several other actions. Let me just remind you about them. Yeah, here they are. Page 71 of the rulebook, load, unload, attempt to remove pinned marker, cease fire, shift fire, and activate for movement and anti-tank combat. And this is the last point which we are doing right now here. The tank platoon with 2 commands that I hope to move more tanks, honestly. And now the first platoon with 2 commands. Guys, that's not much. Let's be honest, that's not much. 2 commands, so the first thing they command those guys to move forward. They are immediately marked exposed. The Panzerschreck notice us, that means they fire at us. We place the small arms volume of fire here. Yeah, and what can we do with the second action? Honestly, not so much, but we want the tanks to move also forward. Most probably here. Do I want MG also? Okay, let me put MG here. I push them forward and also mark as exposed. They do not draw any kind of fire. The better place is most probably farm, as there is a higher cover and higher chance of finding a good, safe spot. There's a problem because, Panzerschreck is not seeing us. Now, we moved the infantry here. The question is whether this gun will shoot at us or not. The answer is no, they cannot shoot through this Panzerschreck. Normally, if there was no Panzerschreck, they would place heavy volume of fire on this card, because this is what they use against the infantry, but it's not happening at this moment in time. Interestingly, according to what I read in the rule book, while they cannot fire with a basic volume of fire, if we would have tank here, this tank would be subject to the fire, yeah, from the anti-tank gun. Okay, so this is it. Two commands, not much. Now the general initiative command, I really hope that we can have two, because then I would try to find a cover here and maybe try to spot here those guys. Let's see. 0. Unbelievable. Guys, this might be very quick scenario. This might be very painful scenario, unfortunately. I really hoped for a better draws. It seems it doesn't want to cooperate. We go now to the enemy activity phase. In enemy activity phase, those three guys, those does not see anything, those does not see anything. Normally, when we look at the activity chart, we would have not under fire and no loss to an opposing unit, auto, remove unit, place PC marker, but as per the rules of the scenario, we don't do it. Excuse me. So this does not happen. Yeah. So what happens now? We look at the Panzerschreck. Panzerschreck is not under fire, but has a valid target along its PDF. It's deliberate defense, so grenade attack or concentrate fire. They will try to grenade attack our assault team. We draw 2. There's a hit with a grenade, unfortunately, but they used up 1 ammunition. It's not going the way we wanted this to go. That's end of the enemy activity phase. Now we go to the mutual capture and retreat. Nobody will be captured and retreat. Anti-tank combat and vehicle movement phase. Now in anti-tank combat and vehicle movement phase, we will alternate activating 1 unit per side with the offensive side starting. We are the offensive side, so we will be first. We'll activate this M1 Sherman for the move. They will move 1, 2, and they will stop here because there is a slow here, and slow means that the tanks have to stop. If it will be no, we don't have such. Here in Gali we have no, they would not enter. Now, what happens now? First of all, we would need to check any volume of fire on those cards, but there were none. And then, this is also very nice, described here. I'm bringing this because I want you to memorize it. It's not difficult. So first of all, we declare a unit is going to move. We resolve any basic volume of fire affecting the unit on its current card. When we move to adjacent card, then on adjacent card we resolve a basic volume of fire. We carry out reaction fire and then repeat the move to the next side. So this is how does it work. So there are no volumes of fire, but this Panzerschreck sees us and will shoot at us. So now we need to calculate how they will shoot at us. We have here, first of all, this is G superscript. So if fire has volume of fire rating G or G superscript, first make a successful grenade attack attempt in order to continue. Okay, if target is ambushed, add 1 card to withdraw. Okay, wow, they have grenade, they have really nice rolls. So they made the successful attack, and then calculate the net anti-tank modifier. Gunnery value of attacking unit. Panzerschreck has, I can tell you, on the range of close, so the adjacent card -2. Then we have cover and concealment modifier of defender's terrain, so this is +2, 0. move and fire modifier. This is not applicable here. Target is pinned. Not target is moving. Yes, target is moving, so this is +1. So we are on +1. Target is ambushed. Not target is not ambushed. Oof. So we have +7, 8, and the 8. As you can see here, 6 or more missed. Nothing happened, but they used up another ammunition, which we like, of course. Of course, once they finish ammunition, they start to fall back, and those guys start to shoot at village. But I'm not sure if there will be anybody who survives in the village. Let's see. As you can see, the anti-tank combat can be done not along the PDF, but to the other direction. This is important. So this was our first unit activated, and those guys fired. Yes, so we mark them moved, fired, and of course those guys are also already moved, fired. So we move further. Do we activate any of those guys? No, they have nobody in loss, so they will simply not do anything. We move the second Sherman here. Now there is no reaction fire because those guys already fired. Move and fire. Anti-tank combat vehicle movement phase. Now, mutual combat phase, fire mission update segment. There are no fire missions. Potential contact evaluation segment. We have 2 potential contacts, and for those 2, we will draw places for those tanks. So 1, 2, 3, they will appear on the third row. So 2 of 2 is here, and they have, I believe, like 5 ammunition, and yeah, they have 5 ammo, and they will anti-tank fire against any US tank in loss, move towards the nearest card containing US HQ, taking a route that avoids as much reaction fire and basic volume fire as possible. Concentrate fire on anti-tank capable units. So this will be the 3 levels of its, priorities. Okay, so what do we do now? We press forward. So we have those guys here, and then we have 1, 2, 3. It's 1. I believe I need to give them ammo. I don't have enough anti-tank ammo, so we will give them some different mortar ammo. Sorry for this, guys, but you need to play with what you can. So this was potential contact. We removed potential contacts. Okay, and now pinned recovery segment. Unfortunately, nothing. And then combat effect segment. Now, for the combat effect segment, we have 1 card where we will be resolving the combat. The poor guys assault team has the net combat modifier of +3 here, -4 for grenade, -2 for expose. So this is in total -3. It's not going to end well. -3 is pin. Wow, we are lucky. Finally something. I believe pin is on the other side, so we can change exposed to pin. Woo, that was very lucky, very lucky. Okay, now cleanup segment. We remove pyrotechnics, smoke, illumination, exposed. So we remove this exposed. Moved, fired, concentrate fire. Grenades we remove. Yes, this we remove. This we remove. And that's all what we remove. The cleanup is done. That's all for the turn 1. Could have been worse, could have been better. Let us start the turn 2. We move those markers here. And we will try to do our best. First of all, we draw for Company HQ, which is activated and in contact with the Battalion HQ. 3, again, not as much as we would like to, but just enough. First platoon is activated, and first tank platoon is activated. And what do we do with the last order? Do we want to push them forward? Not necessarily. they don't have enough orders to simply do it. So let me save it. Now we activate the first platoon. 4. This is nice. This is much better. They want to find those guys. This is really important to find them. So what we will do, we'll move those guys here. First of all, they can wait. Yeah, we only move the first platoon here, mark them as exposed. Then we would like to find some cover here, but maybe in a moment. First of all, let me try to spot this guy. I will try to spot with this LMG. The spotting will be not very favorable. The basic is 2 cards. Cover concealment is 2, so it does change anything. It's undercover -1, and the rest is not applicable. So we have only 1 card. So the second order will be trying to find them. No luck. Okay, so we'll do another thing. We'll try to find the cover with this LMG. 4 cards, 3 cards. There is a cover, and there is a crusher. 3 crushers, guys, really? Okay, but there are good things here. What happened? The LMG is now in the strong building, and as a last order, we will jump with those guys also into the strong building. Let me just do it a bit of a cleanup. Here. So we have infantry here in the strong building with 5 cover, that's nice, and we have 2 tanks here also who are waiting to see what's going on. Now, the first tank platoon, how many orders? 2. What shall we do? We most probably need to activate. Instead of activating the tanks, we can try to spot with those 2 tanks. And they will not be. And this is a good question, whether they will be marked moved and fired. No, they should not be marked like this. Okay. And I don't need to activate them, they will be shooting in a reaction fire. Yeah, so let me do it that way. Let me try to spot with those guys. So 1 card, no, and with second guys, because we have 2 orders, yes. No, we are poor at this, so this is 0. They are still invisible to us. Well, general orders phase. 2 divided by 1 by 2 is 1. So what I will do, I will try to find the cover with those guys. Rally, nothing, and reshuffle. But before reshuffle, nothing. So that's not good, because they are getting the exposed marker because they were moving. 4 cards, and nothing. That's really poor. And this will finish our general initiative. Okay. Now, enemy activity phase. So for the enemy activity phase, when nothing happens here with those guns, because they have no line of sight, those are automatically activated for the anti-tank combat. So we can put it here, but we'll remember. And then the last guys, those guys, they will, as you remember, concentrate fire. This is what we found. Yeah, not under fire and has valid target along PDF, so they concentrate fire. They will try to fire at those guys again with a grenade. No, not this time. So there is a grenade miss, but they used up the last ammunition when firing with this, so they are not anymore capable of firing and they are out of ammo. We can put it, so I believe they will start to fall back next round. Out of ammo. Where do I have out of ammo? Ha! Here I have some kind of out of ammo. Not clipped, unfortunately. And yes, this is it. But what will be the next step? The next will be mutual capture and retreat phase, 80 tank combat and movement phase. So we will not do anything in our phase. Now the Germans in their phase will start moving their tanks because those guys anyhow are not doing anything, and the mission says that we will be moving the groups of anti-tank capable units in sequence. Some missions will dictate an order that vehicles take their action. All vehicles of one group on both sides will take their action before moving on to next group. Vehicles, anti-tank capable infantry, anti-tank guns, Panzerschreck, etc. So this is exactly how we will behave. First we will be moving tanks. First tank, second tank, let's see which one moves. Second. And let's remind ourselves their priorities. Anti-tank fire against any US tank in line of sight. They don't have any. Move towards the nearest card containing a US HQ, taking a road that avoids as much reaction fire and basic volume fire as possible. Here's our HQ. From here to here, they will travel either here or here. Concentrate fire on anti-tank capable unit under volume of fire. So what we will do, we'll move them forward, here or here, 1, 2, let's draw, 1, so they are moving here. And what we will do, there are no volumes of fire, of course, here. What we will do, we will fire at them. We will fire with one of our Shermans at them. Let me put it here, moved, fired, yeah, already. So how do we calculate this? Again, they have heavy volume of fire, so there is no need to roll for the grenade. First of all, gunnery value of attacking unit. This is a close range, Sherman, close range 0. Okay. Now, defensive value of defending unit. So this is M5 and M5 light tank -1. So we are on -1. Then cover concealment. So this is +1. So this is 1, and this is a moving target. So this is another 1. So 0, -1, +1, +1. So +1 as a last thing. Now, the target is not ambushed according to the rules. They are not being ambushed, although I would love for this to be true. So this is +1, +7, 8. They managed to survive. They are not knocked out. Okay. And they, of course, put automatic volume of fire here because they see us. And because they will be firing at us, they will be also using the ammunition, from what I remember. And automatic volume of fire I have here. So automatic volume of fire will not do much to our tanks, but can do something to infantry. Now, we don't do anything. They move the second tank, and the second tank has to come here to get closer. This is the only path, the only way. And again, what we shall do, try to fire at them. We know that we fire at +1, now with the second tank, because the gunnery is 0, moving target +1, cover concealment +1 and -1 for the tank value. So we fire at this tank, +1, +2, 3, 3. Let's see, 3, 2, 3, retreat, retreat. Wow, so they will simply disappear from the map. Oof, we get rid of it. They are damaged and they retreat, and we used 1 ammunition. Good, not so bad. Now, moving further, mutual phase. I'm just thinking the heavy weapons will not open the fire against those guys because they fire to them in the anti-tank, but the small opens against. Okay, everything's fine. I mean, I was thinking if those guys will start firing at M5 with a regular volume of fire heavy, but no, this is not the case. Mutual combat phase, we have 3 things to resolve, 1, 2, 3. Let me start with this assault team. Net combat modifier, +3, +4, -1, -2, +1. +1, +1 is pin, so they are still pinned. Now here, against MG, +2, +3, this is 5, -1, 5 -1 will be 4, +4 miss. Just think about one more thing. Let me finish this, but I would like to come back to anti-tank combat. Yes, and the first platoon HQ has -1, -3, +2, +2, +2 is a hit. Incredible. Line casualty. Wow, nobody was expecting this. Definitely not me. This is the worst possible moment. Oh my goodness, +2 hit. We are not very lucky in this scenario. Definitely not. Okay, the cleanup phase. We remove exposed. One thing which I want to double check is that at the end of this phase of the anti-tank combat, we have one more thing to do, and this is resolve volume of fires against the tanks which were not moving. So yeah, just quickly checking. Okay, this is here. Okay. Yeah. The final stage of the anti-tank combat and vehicles phase is to resolve any volume of fires on vehicles that took no action that turn. Okay, those guys took action, so I don't need to resolve this automatic volume of fire against them, I believe so. If I'm mistaken, please correct me. I'm happy to be corrected here. That's end of the turn 2. I believe we'll need to move company HQ here to start managing the situation. Okay guys, so the things are not going according to the plan, to say the least. One thing which we need still to do from the last turn is to check whether after the death of this HQ, their radio and phone line survived. There's 50% chance that it will be destroyed. So if I draw 1, it's destroyed, 2, it's not destroyed, 2, it's not destroyed, but it's here. And the same we do for the phone line. 2 of 2, it's also not destroyed, but it lays now here. Okay, it's a bit crowded here now. Let me maybe put it here. And what we'll do now, we'll draw for the company HQ, which is in communication with battalion HQ. What is interesting, those guys also communicate on the battalion HQ radio. 3, so we have 3 orders possible. What we will do is that we will move here. We will be exposed, of course, into the strong building. Before this, we definitely activate first tank platoon HQ, and we try to spot with those guys here. So this will be the third command. All 3 commands will spend activate tank HQ, move here, and then try to spot, and we again failed. It's incredible, simply incredible. Now the tank platoon, we activate them. They have 4, so this is not too bad. We will activate those 2 tanks to move. Actually, we need to fire at those guys first and finish them off, but we also need to start getting rid of those guys here. Maybe we will move from that side. So we will also activate, go here. Interestingly, they have radios and they are in communication between themselves. And this was 4-0, so that's all. Now for the general initiative, we have 1 divided by 2, round down 0. So the assault team has to survive. There is no grenade miss anymore. Okay, now we move to the offensive mission combat patrols enemy activity phase. And we have situation that we were tracking ammo, and now the ammo is gone. So let me show it to you what happens now. Out of ammo. Out of ammo units. Running out of ammo occurs when the last ammo point is fired. There are 2 ways out of ammo. If a weapon unit, MG, mortar, rocket launcher, or rifle, runs out of ammunition and its 1-step unit and its fire team side has this, flip the unit to its fire team. And enemy units that are flipped to the fire team side due to being out of ammo may try to leave them up. Those marked with out of ammo markers will continue to fight with their new volume of fire. In this case, those guys will fire with their small arms fire, and we will not be, escaping. There is no need to escape because we can still fire with a small volume of fire. And because they will be able to concentrate fire, because we have not under fire but has valid target now. Concentrate fire, so we need cross-chair. They always have luck. So they concentrate fire on those poor guys. And those will not do anything. Those are, of course, activated. They are always being activated. We are not progressing, guys. Not progressing well. Mutual capture segment, nothing, anti-tank combat. We are first, so we will fire with this Sherman. We'll use this one here. Okay. And what we shall do, we fire against those guys. Now, reminder, their gunnery is 0. This is +1. -1 for the tank, for their armor, and they are not moving, so we are rolling on 0. 0 plus 6 is just what they needed. Now it's their turn. They will first activate those guys and they will fire at us. Let's check whether at this or this. 1, 2. 2. So they fire at this tank. They don't move anymore. And we need... Actually, what we need to do is first to check whether they will have grenade to do the fire. So we draw this and this, so they have grenade. And now we check whom they fire at. 1, 2. Yeah, they still fire at those guys. And let's see what's their gunnery. I don't even know what's the gunnery of the M5 light tank. On close, 0. Okay. So this is 0. And defensive value is 2. So +2. Nothing else actually applies. We still have a good order infantry here. So this is +2. Let's see. +2, +8, 10. Easy. So now it's our turn in the anti-tank combat. We fire at them, and we know that it was, I believe, 0, because 0 gunnery value, and they used 1 ammo, and they actually used in previous turn also the ammo for firing against this group here with this volume of fire. So they will use 1 more ammo. We don't have much. And now the fire. +1, -1 for armor, and 0 for gunnery. So we roll at 0, 0 +8. That's a pity. Nothing happens. Now their turn. They don't do anything. Now our turn. We will move those guys here. Okay. Potentially we can press forward. We can press forward. Okay, let's press here. Enough is enough. We right here. We have a move. What happens? We immediately are targeted. First of all, we are targeted by the infantry gun with a small volume of fire. This small volume of fire will not do much to us. It has not. And then we are being fired by this 88. For 88, we don't place volume of fire. They will only fire. We only place volume of fire, the basic one, on the heavy and automatic if there's infantry on the card. So we don't place it. First of all, we need to resolve this volume of fire, small arms. We have +2. What is our defensive value for the Sherman? Remind me. Was it 0? Yes, it's 0. So this is +2. There is a movement. So this is +3. We look here at +3. So this is +6. +6, we don't need to draw the card. +6 is automatic success even if we draw 0. Now we have anti-tank combat. We need to check who first fires. 1, 2. First fires the 88. And now the difficult thing can start. One thing which I also should do is properly mark our fire, because we also fire at 88. And we fire with heavy volume of fire. Now it's correct. So they fire at us, and they have a quick shock ability. Quick shot, you will see what it means in a moment. Let's calculate 88 at close range. My goodness. -5. Wow. We have 0 defense value. So this is -5. Cover concealment is 2. So -3. We are moving. So -2. -2 +3 is 1. It's not going to end well. 1 knocked out. So this tank is destroyed. We need to put a rack here. Let me just take some rack. There are two infant crew units there. If you look at the Sherman, move and fire +2. So we need two basic fire teams there, which immediately are hit. First one, paralyzed. We look at the green. Second one, paralyzed. So both of them are paralyzed and they are hiding behind the wreck. Paralyzed, and they are, of course, pinned. They are pinned. Now, the quick fire gun, if the final result is -4, -2, 0, +2, +4, they would fire again, but it was 1, I believe. First of all, it's not quick fire, but quick shot. And the anti-tank combat result is -4. So this was -1, so they are done, which is good. Now we will order the second gun here. A second tank, of course. They are moved. What happens? We still have this volume of fire here. I have not removed it. I didn't want to. And they will be firing again here. They will not reaction fire, but they will reaction fire. In order to do some damage, they need to have a grenade. Of course they have. And now let us check what volume of fire they will bring. This is 75. This is an infantry gun, so this is -1 on close. -1, we have +2 for the cover and +1 for movement, so this is +2, 0. My goodness. +0. Knocked out. Oh my goodness, guys. I have a feeling, of course they fired and they now fired. I have a feeling that we are now done with this game. Most probably after losing those tanks, we will not be able to do anything. We again have 2 crew members, and because there are crew members here, those guys are also firing. Of course they are firing. And we don't have this small arms volume of fire anymore, but we have heavy volume of fire. And we have a crossfire. I should have fixed it after the first tank movement. I told you that heavy volume of fire anti-tank guns will fire at the cards with the infantry. This is not good. This is not good. Now, hit on green. Assault team. Reshuffle and paralyzed. This assault team is really something we were not expecting, and this is positive. And of course, another paralyzed. Still, this is one hell of a disaster. This is disaster. Coming with Shermans to the 88s, as you can see, it's not the best thing to do. So they moved fired. We don't have any more activated tanks or units, neither the opponent has. So that finishes the anti-tank combat. Now fire mission, potential contact evaluation. We don't have any potential contact where we are. Let's assume that we are going this way for the sake of simplicity. Pin marker recovery, nobody can recover. Combat effect segment. So we have 1, 2, 3 cards. Let's start with this card. And by the way, I think we had to reshuffle. Yeah, we had to reshuffle. Okay, I shuffled the cards. Let me start actually with the infantry here card and this attack. This is very important. Let's start with the company HQ. Company HQ has +2, -2, -1, so they are on -1. Let's see, -1. This is even better. This is +2, +3. Sorry, 5 and -3. So this is +2. Should be fine. +2. No way. +2 hit. Let's see what happens. Line casualty. Okay, guys. I believe we might want to pause the game after this turn, because it seems that we are being decimated. We roll for the radio. 1 destroyed. No, so it's not destroyed. For this, 1 destroyed. Yeah, this radio is destroyed. Okay. I was not expecting, being in a strong building and on the farm with 5 modifier, to be so much decimated. Okay, MG. We have +5, -1, +4. +4 is just a miss. It was close. Now we go to our favorite assault team. We have +3, +4, -1. So +3. +3 is a hit. Okay, we roll on the line. Fire team. So they change to fire team. No, they don't have fire team here. And they are pinned, of course. Wow. Now the crew. First of all, the paralyzed. -1, -3, -4, +1, +1, so -2. -2 is a hit, and we'll roll on the green. Paralyzed, so they stay as they are, and they are of course pinned. Now those guys. -2, hit, and we see the result of the hit. Paralyzed, so nothing happens. Assault team, remember their line. -2 is a hit, and we look at the line. Fire team, so they are changed to the fire team. Could have been worse. And those paralyzed, -2 is a pin, so nothing changes. At the end of the turn, they expend ammunition for firing here, and those guys expend ammunition for firing at this card. Those do not expend the ammunition because they fire with the small arms, and we always take the more advantages. Okay, I believe we shall stop here. We lost 2 Shermans completely knocked out. We lost Company HQ. We lost Platoon HQ. We managed to get rid of one of the tanks, and actually exhaust the ammunition from the Panzerschreck. These are not the great achievements. As you can see, the anti-tank can be very painful. Let's be also honest that the Germans were really well prepared and had a really great units. We do the final cleanup. So the situation when we call, let's say, off the game is following. We have 2 more turns to achieve the victory, because it will be turn 4 now. Achieving victory is getting here this cleared, and this is not gonna happen. I don't see the way to do it. If we want to right here, we'll get immediate reaction fire from those 3. If we go here, we'll get a reaction fire here, and then 2 reaction fires here. And yeah, this really is difficult. So I hope that you enjoyed this material, and now you know how the anti-tank combat works. This was the second, more advanced anti-tank combat movie, where we had tanks which were moving and firing against each other. tough situation, really. The Shermans were no match for 88s, and they had problems also with M5 to scratch it. Maybe when we bring the Pershings and other stuff like this and tank destroyers, we will be able to inflict more damage. That's all for today. We'll continue with the Advanced Academy. I'm having a lot of fun when creating those materials, also learning the game myself this way, and finding some things which I still could improve. And now, one question, ask to you: if you see any things which are incorrect or you would like to ask, please use the section below video, the comments. Share your remarks, share your questions. You can even comment on the result of this disaster. No worries. And if you like this video, I would appreciate if you can give thumbs up, and also ask you to subscribe to the channel. Every small subscription counts for the Board Games Chronicle. That's all for today. Thank you very much for being with me, and thank you very much for watching. We shall be back.